Okay, so today I wanted to go over how to correct a cost issue on an item in your inventory. So here I have created just a sample item code. Currently I have 50 on hand. Things look pretty good. I've got an average cost of 24.375. Last item cost was $50. Doesn't look that crazy. If I go to my cost detail tab though, or my transactions tab, you'll see that I had inventory and somehow we had an inventory adjustment done where we added in 25 of this item at a negative $1.25 cost. Well, we know that's not right. So we need to bring that negative cost out, and then we're going to put it back in at its correct cost of $50. So in order for us to do that, what we're going to do, I'm just going to bring this over to the side so we can leave it open so you can kind of see it as we go through it. We're going to go into inventory management. Then we're going to go to transaction entry. And again, I can kind of have this open on the back end. On this stage, we're doing our transactions entries by batch. So we're just going to start our next batch. You're more than welcome to put a comment here that says adjust incorrect cost. And we're going to accept this here. Our transaction is going to be an adjustment. So we're going to adjust this item. We're going to just assign the next transaction number. You're going to want your transaction date to be within your posting period. Again, this is a test system. Again, you can do another comment here if you want to. On our lines tab is where we're going to go. And this is where we're going to do our cost adjustment item. So this is any item code. I just created this item for today's purposes. And our quantity is going to be the quantity that is in our warehouse at the incorrect cost. So we have a quantity of 25 that's in at our negative 125. So I'm going to take this quantity and we're going to do a negative 25, and it comes up with its current unit cost. But when I come in here and I go to my bin location, I can choose that bin location, and you see where I'm going to distribute it. Now, this would be if you have a lot. If you do lot distribution, you're going to choose the correct lot number that it is in at. And now I'm also going to put my unit cost as the negative 1.25. So we're going to take it out at the incorrect cost. So we're doing a negative quantity, negative cost, which then comes up to a positive cost. Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to then actually on the same, we're going to go ahead. I'm actually going to post this. You'll bring up your batch. We're going to proceed. I'm going to print mine. So you'll see that your inventory transaction register comes up. You take a look at it. You're going to double check your register to make sure your numbers are all correct. Can close my register, say to update it. Now, what that's then going to do after my daily transaction register updates, I can flip my tabs from my history to my transactions tab. And now you can see where I've taken out my 25 that's at the wrong cost. So the zeros this one out. But I want to put it back in at the right cost. And my right cost on this item, is $50. So then I'm going to go back into my transaction entry. And I am going to go create a new batch number and add inventory at correct cost is what I'm going to say for my batch. Again, you can put that on both screens if you wanted to. Add, I typed that twice. Inventory at correct cost. We go to our lines tab. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put cost, our item code again. I'm going to do the same quantity. And notice my unit cost is now the $50. instead of the 25. So it's pulling the correct cost in my unit cost now that I took the incorrect cost out. And I'm going to choose my bin location. I'm just going to put it in my start bin for right now. And I'm going to distribute all 25. We're going to go ahead and click OK. And I'm going to update this again. Now, the reason why I did this in two separate transactions in two different batches, we could have technically taken the 25 out and put it back in the same time, and we didn't have to do two separate updates. Did this today this way because you're not always going to have enough to take out and put back in all in the same transaction, and it makes it a lot cleaner, and you'd be able to see your transactions if you do your negative transaction first and your positive transaction second. So I hope this helps you out and gives you instructions on how well to do your negative cost and correct it in your inventory. Once I update this, then you will see. If I go back into item maintenance, whoops, I already had it open down here at the bottom. If you go into item maintenance and I go to my history tab and my transactions tab, you can see now where I've added it back in. And if I go to my main tab, now my quantity on hand is 50. And my last cost is now a total of $50 per each. All right. And that would be our cost adjustment inventory transactions.